Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwebe. Embattled former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele has arrived at the Ikeja High Court in Lagos for his arraignment over alleged abuse of office and allocation of billions of dollars. Emefiele, alongside his co-defendant, Henry Isioma Omole, were arraigned on fresh 26 counts before Justice Rahman Oshodi this morning in the charge dated April 3, 2024. The FCC alleged that Emefiele had abused his office between 2022 and 2023 in Lagos. The commission alleged that the former CBN governor directed it to be done in abuse of the authority of his office as the Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, an arbitrary act which is allocating foreign exchange in the aggregate sum of 2,136,391,737.33 without bids, which acts is prejudicial to the rights of Nigerians. Let's turn to Edo State now, where Governor Godwin Obaseki has appointed a 38-year-old engineer, Omobayo Godwin, as his new deputy and is set for inauguration. This is coming on the heels of the impeachment of the former deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, by State House of Assembly. According to the panel set up by the impeachment proceedings of the former deputy governor, Shaibu was sacked for leaking state government secrets. United Arab Emirates carrier Emirates is expected to resume its flights to Nigeria in June this year. That's according to the federal government. This is coming almost 2 years after the airline had suspended flights to Nigeria over issues bordering on trapped funds, among others. Emirates had announced suspension of its flights from Nigeria with effect from September 1, 2022 over inability to repatriate funds. However, the coast is getting clearer for the resumption of the flights, according to Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The upgraded Citizens Delivery Tracker app that will enable Nigerians to monitor government projects is now live. While unveiling the application in Abuja, Special Advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination, Hadiza Bala Usman, said while it can be immediately accessed at app.cdcu.gov.ng, it will be available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store within the next month. The innovative application, which was upgraded by the Central Delivery Coordination Unit in consultation with diverse stakeholders, provides citizens with information on priority projects, policies, and programs of the federal government. Bala Usman said it should provide a strong feedback loop between citizens and governments on the 80 priority areas of the President Tinubu-led administration. Abia State Governor Alex Oti says the state has paid all arrears of pensions dating back to 2014, which was owed to about 12,500 pensioners. Oti, who disclosed this at the government house in Umuahia, the state capital, vowed that pensioners will never be owed their pensions again. He assured that Abia pensioners will be receiving their 100% monthly pensions alongside workers on or before the 28th of every month. The governor further disclosed that payment of accumulated pensions in the state has a greater positive impact on the economy of the state as it has injected money into the system. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has appointed the 28-year-old travel content creator Pelumi Nubi as the state tourism ambassador. This was made known by the governor's senior special assistant on new media, Jibril Gawat. Nubi, who completed her solo road trip from London, United Kingdom to Lagos, Nigeria, was received at the Nigeria-Benin Republic border on behalf of Lagos State government by the State Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, and the Special Advisor, Tourism, Arts and Culture, Idris Aregbe. Nubi had embarked on her solo trip in a car on January 30, 2024. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested 2 men for trafficking illicit drugs. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, shared this information via his X accounts, along with the intercepted contraband. Babafemi stated that one of the suspects was traveling with a stolen identity and many wraps of cocaine in his stomach. He had to retch, vomit, and excrete to stay alive. Another set armed with charms to escape, but still got caught. Agro Rangers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps have repelled an attack by suspected bandits on the federal government grain silo in the Dutsmna local government area of Katsina State. Spokesman of the NSCDC, Buhari Hamisu, said in a statement in Katsina that the attack occurred on April 6 at about 1 a.m. According to him, the bandits wanted to destroy the silo and abduct its manager, Lawal Shitu Yaadwa. However, the Agro Rangers responded swiftly, engaging the bandits in a fierce gun duel for over 2 hours. Former Minister of Defense and presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) in the 2023 presidential election, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, says Nigeria has all the required manpower and resources to end the current insecurity in the country. Speaking in Abuja during the mini-national convention of the NNPP, Senator Kwankwaso said that if well-equipped, the nation's military can nip in the bud the present security challenges confronting the country, adding that against the backdrop of happiness in the country, there are strong indications that the country is in serious need of change in the style of leadership, as both the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and the All Progressives Congress, the APC, have failed Nigerians. Officers of the Nigeria Police Force have excelled and emerged the best at the just concluded U.S. Special Program for Embassy Augmentation Responses SPEAR team mission at Amman, Jordan. The training was designed to enhance the team's skills in responding to various emergencies and tactical situations. The program was conducted by the United States Navy SEALs and covered a wide range of topics, including several tactical drills and assessments, ensuring a well-rounded and thorough learning experience. These achievements not only demonstrate their dedication to professional growth, but also strengthens the capabilities of the Nigeria Police towards improved service delivery and sustainable national security and safety. Ex-militant leader and mayor of Uroboland, Eshanekbe, Israel, has commended the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oboriwori, for his support for the investigative panel of inquiry into the mayhem that claimed the lives of 17 military personnel in Okwama, Ugeli South local government area of the state over the interests of the state. The former agitator expressed satisfaction shown in the manner so far by the governor, while calling on the military authority to ensure that, being the chief executive of the state, Governor Boriwori must be carried along every inch of the way into the cruelty that had occurred. The Watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where StarTimes Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, BDC operators ask CBN to lower exchange rates. These and other stories we'll have for you right up ahead. Do stay with us, everyone. This is Global Television, bringing you a live broadcast of a news cycle with Fuyi Agumofegbe. We appreciate you staying with us. Let's take you to the foreign scene now, where Baghdad is repairing a pipeline that could allow it to send 350,000 barrels per day to Turkey by end of the month, an Iraqi deputy oil minister said. A step likely to rile all foreign companies and the Kurdistan regional government. The reopening of the Kekun Cheyan pipeline, which has been shut for a decade, would provide a rival route to a pipeline from the Kurdistan region that has been shut for a year, as talks between Baghdad and the KRG on resuming exports have stalled. Baghdad deems production sharing agreements between the Kurds and foreign companies using the KRG's pipeline illegal. Nicaragua has asked the UN's highest court to halt German weapons sales to Israel at the start of a landmark case. Germany is accused of breaching the UN Genocide Convention by sending military hardware to Israel and seizing funding of the UN's aid agency. Berlin rejects the claims and will present a defense to the International Court of Justice. On Tuesday, Israel rejects accusations that it is engaging in genocidal acts in its campaign in Gaza and has insisted that it has the right to defend itself. Russian President Vladimir Putin will travel to China in May for talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in what could be the Kremlin chief's first overseas trip of his new presidential term. Moscow and Beijing declared a no-limit partnership in February 2022 when Putin visited Beijing just days before Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, triggering the deadliest land war in Europe since World War II. The Russian foreign minister will talk with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, on a series of what they call hot topics that will also include joint cooperation in international organizations such as the United Nations and the Group of 20, also called G20. And now time to talk business. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has expressed the commitment of the federal government to supporting mining companies that place a premium on local content in their operations. Speaking during a site tour of the Segilola Resources Operating Limited, an indigenous gold mining company located within the Imogbara, Ikberindo, Odo Ijesha, Osun states, the minister lauded the extensive work that has gone into the facility, expressing delight that over 95% of his staff are Nigerians, urging other operators to take a cue from them. Samuel Odi has the rest of the story.
The Minister of Solid Mineral Development urged the mining companies to emulate the international best practice of the Segilola Gold Project to develop the sector. Commending high Nigerian component of the project, Alake remarked that the firm has applied local content in its procurement and employment policies. The minister praised the company's tenacity of purpose and efficient method deployed to push through with its vision despite daunting challenges at inception.
Harmonious relationships bring fertile and robust engagements, which lead to safer, saner, peaceful, free and unfettered operating environment, which will lead to your maximizing your output, your production, and invariably your profit. And it's a symbiotic relationship because the host communities will also stand to gain. And the gains, the samples of these gains I have seen myself here today, and it's very, very commendable. There are so many mining companies who also sign community development agreements, but fall short in delivery. You have, in fact, overshot the bounds of delivery.
Alake stressed that the focus has been to redirect local and international attention to the mining sector. He revealed that the implementation of the 7-point agenda is to reposition the mining sector, emphasizing the imperative of humanitarian relationship with the host communities. Alake lauded SROL for overshooting its community development target, urging mining companies across the country to follow suit to ensure safer, unfiltered operative environment which will accumulate in maximum benefactors for both operators and the host community and government.
With the focus of your vision as a company, with the exemplary knowledge that you have displayed in putting in place this very laudable project here, and with the tenacity of your courage in surmounting institutional, corporate, individual, communal obstacles and challenges along your way.
In his remark, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Segilola Resource, Segun Lawson, stated that the company is a world-class project powered by Nigerians, appealing for support from the federal government to enable its scale-up and contribute better to the economy of the country.
First stage was proving it up, the gold resource. Then after proving it, we were taking it to a preliminary feasibility study. That was in October 2017. After the preliminary feasibility study, we took it to a bankable feasibility study. That was in February 2019. And then from that point forward, it was about seeing if we could get the project funded. In order to build this project, we needed to raise about $120 million. That took about 1 year to put together. From the end of our feasibility study, February 2019, to when we broke ground was March 2020, so just over 1 year. Needless to say, we had the COVID pandemic, where Nigerian airspace was closed at the end of March 2020, but we persevered through that, and we managed to build the mine. It took 15 months to build, and we poured our first bar of gold in July 2021. And our new focus now is trying to extend the mine life to have a longer-term production.
The minister, in his response, pledged the support of the federal government for SROL, particularly because it promotes local content and positively impacts the host communities with developmental projects. Samuel Odi, reporting for Global Television.
Thank you, Samuel. The Nigerian textile industry has continued to struggle as importation of textile products into the country has increased by 106.7% over a period of 4 years, from 182.5 billion naira in 2020 to 377.1 billion naira in 2023. Now, this is despite several intervention programs to boost the sector over the years. The Central Bank of Nigeria has implemented various intervention programs for the sector, including financial support, training initiatives, and foreign exchange restrictions on textile imports at the official exchange market. Director General of the Nigerian Textile Manufacturers Association, Haman Kwajafa, lamented that the high costs of production has made local textile and apparel industry uncompetitive and discourages investments. He also lamented the high production costs of textile materials in the country, which he had attributed to poor infrastructure and high energy costs. The Association of Bureaus de Change Operators of Nigeria, ABCAN, has appealed to the Central Bank of Nigeria to adjust and lower its applicable exchange rates below the 1,251 naira to the dollar it pegs for its members. ABCAN National President Aminu Gwadabe stated this in a letter to the CBN Director, Trade and Exchange Department. The appeal comes when the parallel market rate of 1,235 naira to the dollar is lower than the BDC's applicable buying exchange rate of 1,251 naira to the dollar, set by the CBN in its latest tranche of interventions. As controversies continue to trail the federal government's recent removal of electricity subsidy for over 1.8 million customers categorized to be on Band A feeders, members of the organized private sector OPS have insisted that the hike must suspend for review. As such, plans are to meet President Bola Tinubu on the matter. The OPS, including the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, disclosed this. Members of the OPS had earlier rejected the tariff hike and called for the suspension of the subsidy removal, saying this would be discussed at a planned meeting with President Bola Tinubu soon. The NERC has announced the hike in the electricity bill at a press briefing in Abuja, adding that those affected will now pay a tariff of 225 naira per kilowatt hour, up from the previous rates of 68 naira per kilowatts per hour, representing about 240% increase. The government declared that the decision took effect from Wednesday last week. However, the Nigeria Labour Congress, that is the NLC, as well as the Trade Union Congress, the TUC, had kicked against the hiked tariff for power users, regardless of the band to which they belong. Now time to bring you some excitement from the world of sports. The Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, has tasked the Super Falcons of Nigeria to defeat their South African counterparts in the second leg of the Olympic qualifiers in Pretoria, South Africa. The Super Falcons, who have not qualified for women's football events of the Olympics in 16 years, piped the Banyana of South Africa 1-0 in the first leg in Abuja. And stressed that having missed out on the 2012, 2016 and 2020 Olympic Games, it is time to reclaim the spots on the international stage. He encouraged the team to soar to new heights and ultimately break their 16-year Olympic jinx with the female national team. 2 goals by Abdullahi Kano in both halves on Sunday nights in Algiers saw USM Alger knock Rivers United out of the 2023-2024 CAF Confederation Cup. The Pride of the Rivers came into the game with a slim aggregate lead after defeating USMA 1-0 in the first leg last weekend in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State capital. And with that sports story, we call it a full cycle here on the news, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Uye Agumofwebe, thanking you so specially for watching. Coming up shortly is Big Talk with Michael Edikon. Have a great time watching.